Welcome to Modular Hippo and episode 27 of the components playlist. I think this is the 5th episode around my 12 volt setup. So I've just received the MPPT, the Victron Solar MPPT in the post. So I've now added that to the constellation and I'm starting to put all the components together. So let's take a look. I've gotten rid of one of the motorcycles, so I have a little bit more space here in the unit, and I have started with putting a board on the wall where I'm going to screw all the 12 volt components except the battery. I'll keep that on the floor. So let's start with taking this down and we can then start to add all the components I have so far and see how it looks. If you've seen the previous episodes, you are aware that I am going to use a 48 to 12 volt charger that comes straight from the 48 volt main bank into the 12 volt battery. If that fails for whatever reason, I then have a second alternative, which is my 230 volt AC coming from the inverter, and I can use that to charge the 12 volt battery as well. This is the third option, and that is an MPPT, so it's an 100/30 MPPT Victron that will work from the solar panels. So if for whatever reason my battery pack fails, I can redirect the power from the solar panels down to the 12 volt battery and use that as a charger. So 100 means that it can take up to 100 volts, so I can connect all my solar panels in series to increase the voltage up to a voltage that is high enough for the 48 volt battery to handle the charge. I can also set the output on this one to 48 volt out, and the 30 stands for 30 amps. So 30 amps is the biggest amount of current that I can handle coming in from the solar panels. As mentioned, the second one is the 230 volt AC charger that I will connect to the inverter, and that will be my plan B if the 48 to 12 volt charger breaks. So I probably will not use this, hopefully, but it will be there just in case. So let's put that on the board as well. And finally, the primary battery charger that I will use for the 12 volt pack is the Orion-Tr Smart isolated DC to DC charger. So it will take 48 volts in and it will output 12 volts 30 amp to the battery pack. So this is the one that I'm going to run the setup against day to day, and if for whatever reason it fails, I have plan B and plan C. So that's the idea. Why am I doing this so over the top? I think it is because I want to take the boat to places where if something goes wrong, I want to have as many options as possible to make sure that everything's fine. That's also why I have the separate 12 volt battery circuit and a separate 48 volt battery circuit, so that if something goes wrong with the 48 volt one, I always have light as well as fridge and all the communication equipment. So that's the top level idea. Just saw this little green plug in one of the boxes. Not sure what that is. If anyone knows, then feel free to stick it in the comments. We'll keep it that there for now on so we don't lose it. And yeah. In the previous episode, I came to the conclusion that these switches was a bit overkill. This is the switch box and the fuse box for the 12 volt system. So I will have the glands cable coming in by the glands here, and this will then come out. One goes into the battery or out to the battery, and one goes to the main switchboard. So I realized that it will be a little bit too crowded in here to use these, so I will most likely try to figure out how to replace this door, because I have a replacement unit, and then skip all of these, because I think I asked a question and I think most of you decided that it was a good idea. And just literally keep this as a fuse box for everything and a junction box, but not have the isolation switches. So I will put an isolation switch on the actual battery itself, and then I will have one isolation switch on the actual switch and fuse board, the 12 volt board, the main board, where I will have all the individual 12 volt distribution lines. So yeah, let's do that. I've decided that these little sprints here are a little bit too hard to get out, and I'll probably end up making a little bit of a mess. So I'm just going to put all of this into a new box, which I already have, and then move these glands and fit into the new box. It's a little bit of a hassle to make these holes, but I think by doing so at least we'll have a clean box. So here we've got the new box, and I am going to print the gland templates that I used to make the holes for the glands, because it needs to be drilled and opened up before I put in the rest in here. So let's start with that. I've tied it up a bit, and now I'm going to just print those guides, and we'll make new holes, put the glands in, and then we should be able to screw the old back plate onto this new box. And then finally we can then make sure that we fit a couple of 12 volt pilot LCD lights that indicates which of these are live and produce some power. So let's print that guide. These are the guides I've made in Canva, printed in PDF real size. So I will place them on the side here, mark out the center, cut out a circle in the middle, which is the hole, and then once again make a line around there, and then drill and cut those holes out. So I realized that I do not have any gaskets for these two, so I've made my own from some 1mm rubber, so we'll get those on. Not the prettiest of gaskets, and maybe I should have used 2mm rubber, but nevertheless gaskets. So we now have everything in the new box instead. So next I just need to look at cables for this 80 amp fuse that will go to the control board or the fuse board. And I also going to look at the 12 volt pilot lights that will be sitting here. That will indicate where I got power, live power. And then I will also look at potentially pulling some 12 volt cables through here and here, just so I can test the whole unit. So it won't be the real cables, but they will be powerful enough for me to be able to test this. As mentioned, I am pushing forward with the 12 volt battery build, and I've decided against buying a ready battery. Just for the fun of it, I am going to build these batteries as well, and it just means that I get a little bit hands-on with the components that I will be using, which might be good if I ever need to start to try to fix something. So I'm going for a Victron Smart BMS, which also comes with a dedicated port for heating, as I want to be able to switch on heating if the temperature drops below 0. It also comes with loads of other ports for an external screen if you don't want to use the Bluetooth app, and so on. So it is a 200 amp in and out, and it will allow me to use it for either a 12 volt or a 24 volt setup. So I'm going to go for two 12 volts, so I ordered two of these. So So let's wait and see when they arrive in the post. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, concerns or ideas, stick them in the comments and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. If you haven't seen this channel before and you want to see more of this build, feel free to subscribe. If you're interested in the actual motor build for this project, there's a playlist for that. And if you're interested in the actual boat build of this project, there's another playlist for that. Until next time, have a great week and I'll see you soon. Thank you.